We've been talking a lot about Jay-Z and him trying to bring the casino to Times Square in partnership with Caesars Entertainment and SL Green. Well, yesterday, Wednesday, a state board rejected the Times Square casino bid from Jay-Z in Roc Nation and those companies that I mentioned.
Jay-Z just took the biggest public L of his career, and the internet turned it into a sequel to Ether. Jay-Z just absorbed one of the most high-profile setbacks of his career, and this time, no PR spin, Instagram story, or red carpet distraction could soften the blow. A billion-dollar casino vision for Times Square collapsed in broad daylight, shut down by state officials with an emphatic rejection that played out for the entire city to see, adding sting to injury. Just days earlier, his longtime rap rival Nas scored a massive win of his own, a $5.5 billion greenlight for a Queens casino development, approved unanimously 6-0 by the exact same Community Advisory Committee. Meanwhile, Jay-Z and Roc Nation's bid, in partnership with Caesars, got slapped down 4-2, on the same week, in the same room, by the same process. To the casual observer, it might look like typical New York politics. But to anyone with a memory for hip-hop's fiercest rivalry, or an eye on how the internet weaponizes irony, this would
over. And they threw shots at Jay-Z in that. Yo, Jay, we got accepted. It's great, man. Shout out to Nas. I think it's great. I think that...
What part of Queens, you know?
Rockaway Boulevard, South Ozone area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's where the casino is now. So they're gonna try to make it like Las Vegas, right? Like it's a big expansion that they're doing, and it's gonna be. They're trying to make it the world biggest casino.
Something far bigger. It was business beef served with a side of poetic revenge. As soon as the votes were tallied, the timeline exploded. Memes flooded social media. Jay-Z's face photoshopped on cold dice. Nas handing out branded casino chips like lyrical payback. Hashtags erupted, #Ether returns, #Queens get the money, #no take back takeover. And when Queensborough President Donovan Richards quipped, "Sorry Jay-Z, we win again," you could practically hear the bass line of Ether shaking the FDR. What should have been a dry zoning story became a viral showdown, a modern remix of the legendary 2000s rap battle, except this time, it wasn't...
And it's more convenient. It's just more convenient for people, and it's a great location. I mean, a lot of people went there when it was the racetrack, when it was the aqueduct back in the day. So, you know, yeah.
That's been going for a while, the racetrack?
The racetrack's been going, yeah.
It wasn't about verses or album sales. It was about political leverage, public prestige, and who gets their name on New York City's next billion-dollar playground. Nas, aligned with Resorts World, cruised through the approval process on September 25th, earning every vote. Their proposal: a massive 350,000 square foot entertainment hub, creating 24,000 jobs, a 7,000-seat concert venue, a sports academy backed by NBA legend Kenny the Jet Smith, and a forecast of $1 billion in first-year revenue for Queens. On paper, it was all about community investment. Online, it was about narrative domination. Less than a week later, the curtain dropped on Jay-Z's Times Square dreams. Protesters had gathered outside the Music Box Theater, Broadway leaders had voiced fierce opposition, and when the 4-2 vote came down, it wasn't just a defeat, it was an embarrassment. Insiders say the loss stung Jay-Z more than any financial hit. Consultants who'd worked both sides allegedly told reporters the mood at Roc Nation.
But I want to go back to how Jay-Z feels regarding Nas and vice versa, all because, you know, there's a narrative that's always been put out there that regardless to them not doing music, well, the way they used to, and them now transitioning into being businessmen, that Jay-Z has always tried to step on Nas in some sort of
Nation was one of disbelief. Some even claimed it was Jay's most painful L since the Blueprint 2 era, not because of the dollars lost, but because the internet made sure everyone saw it happen. This wasn't just a development deal gone sideways. It was a legacy moment. One that reminded everyone watching that in the empire of New York, bragging rights aren't just about platinum records anymore, they're about real estate, influence, and who wins when the billion-dollar chips are down. Queens vs. Brooklyn, the sequel nobody saw coming, but everyone's watching. The symmetry is too sharp to ignore. Two legends. Two boroughs. $2 billion visions for their home turfs. Once again, it's Nas vs. Jay-Z, Queens against Brooklyn, but this time, the battlefield isn't mixtapes or MIC battles. It's municipal committees, lobbying campaigns, and the high-stakes world of urban development. And just like 20 years ago, one walked away with the win. The other was left reeling. The